So if you grew up on Star Wars, here is the retirement math our generation needs to know, and you're going to appreciate everything we're covering in this episode. So if you grew up with Star Wars in the movie theater, you are somewhere between 45 and 65 today, which means either you are currently retired or not too far away from getting retired, because we are the Generation Xers. But here's one thing, Generation X didn't get like the perfect retirement plan put before us. We are navigating some difficult waters, and that's why we're covering a deeper dive into this today here at the Economic Report. Once again, all that we're asking you for is a like and a subscribe here, because it signals the YouTube algorithm that people just like you need to hear today's message. Here's the message for Generation X. We've paid for our kids' college, and it's been super expensive. We've also supported our children longer than we've expected. And of course, weddings are a blessing, no question about it, but boy, are they expensive. Housing repairs haven't gotten any cheaper because there's really a squeeze on blue-collar jobs these days, right? And in many cases, people have taken out HELOCs, and those HELOCs were very, very enticing because they were offered with low interest rates. But now what's happening? Well, you've paid interest all this time, but you've really not attacked the principal balance, and that too is a problem. If you're getting confused by the healthcare out there, you're not alone. And of course, we also know that trips to the gas station, trips to the grocery store, and trips to the automotive dealer have not gotten any cheaper. Maybe I could get you to join the Rebel Alliance today, because we are fighting something that's bigger than us. We are definitely fighting the evil empire, and I'm quite certain that we together can figure this thing out and find a way to destroy the Death Star. The empire always strikes back, and make no question about it, in your 50s, it's inflation hitting us all really hard. Here's some specific examples for you. Number one, you realize that groceries are up $350 a month? That's absolutely crazy. Roofing repairs, any kind of repairs for that matter, have gone up tremendously. Once again, we're finding ourselves carrying our children's debt a little bit more, keeping them home a little bit longer, and of course, helping position themselves for success. So these are important things, but they definitely come down, they hit Generation X in a special way that other generations haven't been hit. And of course, if your kids are still on your insurance, then you know as well as I do that these premiums keep on getting more expensive, and of course, the deductibles keep going up, and of course, the cost of everything seems to be more expensive. And maybe the most important thing I want to make sure you're aware of, like, you haven't done anything wrong, we haven't done anything wrong, it's just the cards that we're playing right now. And of course, what this channel really is about is not just making sure you know what cards are in your hand, but maybe equally as important, figuring out the best way to attack things moving forward and position yourself for success and a successful retirement in the not too distant future. And maybe here's one lesson here to start off with, that once again, and maybe there's a force that can work with you. And when we talk about the force, we're talking about the goodness. And one of those things is compound interest, and it can help you in a very positive way. For instance, think about the home that you bought, and this home has really increased tremendously in value. In some cases, your homes have gone up $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in value, which is huge. And of course, market returns are another thing to take a close look at. The compound effect of your market returns has been right off the charts as well. And those are good things as long as the markets keep moving in the right direction, or you find a way to start moving things into more safe bets here. But whatever you move yourself into, you really want to be sure you're beating inflation, because if you're not earning at least 3%, then chances are you're getting your values chewed up by inflation, and that's never a good place to be. And so what would I say here to people in Generation X that are part of the good guys in this struggle between good and evil? I'd make sure if you're looking towards retirement, then you need to do a couple of things here before you retire, not after you retire. Leading into retirement, let's start with one, go ahead and make sure that we are building a cash buffer, because this cash buffer really makes a big difference, because you never know what's out there. Number two, you need to have a health care bridge, particularly if you're trying to retire by age 62 and maybe Social Security is not kicking in until 65, and of course, or Medicare not taking effect until age 65 as well. And trying to get ahead of the curve once again, just remember that your home repairs really are going to count here as well. So you're doing the little things right now to avoid big expenses. Like seriously, doing the little things like making sure your gutters are taken care of, making sure your roof is taken care of if there's repairs out there, and of course, making sure your furnace is working correctly, because these are the things that matter, and the little things you drop into there right now can really save you a ton of expenses later. And of course, clobbering and striking down those HELOCs that are out there, because I do realize that Generation X was particularly vulnerable to these low interest loans up front. And of course, we're all getting whacked in a very, very crucial way at a crucial time in our retirement planning. Just remember, in many cases, we are doing things for our adult children that we probably shouldn't be doing. But of course, doing that's doing what parents believe they should do, which is trying to get your kids pointed in the right direction. Make sure that they're not going to carry the same burdens that you carried with your generation. And of course, these conversations are really important. Your spouse, for instance, you really want to sit down and crunch the numbers together, and maybe even some chances to automate these things. I'll provide this in a later episode, but make sure these conversations are open, they're being talked about, and once again, they're going somewhere, because you do have a rendezvous with destiny, and that destiny is your retirement. I just want to make sure our generation's in a position to take full advantage of the privileges of retirement, and of course, the lifestyle a good retirement can provide, and of course, making sure that we've done everything possible to make the transition from the working world to the world of retirement as easy as possible. This is the first channel on YouTube that's really digging into things like the cost of your children right now, particularly your adult children, some of the issues like parent care, which aren't going to go away, the role HELOCs are playing in people's retirement planning, other expenses that come with parenting like weddings and of course college tuition, repairs, inflation, and timing. So if you're part of the Star Wars generation, first of all, you're not alone. Number two, these things aren't your fault. So I want to make sure you're really aware of that, and maybe most importantly, that there are solutions that are at hand, but it just requires a little bit of effort, a little bit of extra foresight to help you move your game forward, because this is no joke, and you want to make sure you're in a position to take care of your family, take care of yourself, and take care of your spouse in these retirement years, because this is no joke, and we are truly fighting against the evil empire that's out there. Thanks for joining me here at the Economic Report. I really do appreciate you here. And of course, I appreciate your likes, your subscribes, and of course, and any kind of comments you leave, because your comments really do give this community an insight, because we're all heading in the same direction. We want to make sure that we're in a position that our generation is able to take care of ourselves. And remember, folks, the biggest battle we're fighting is the one between our ears over our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next episode. Thank you for joining me.